one of these days I'll learn that properly, then I'll be able to play it for you. Hello children, it's Grandma's story time again. And here we are, we have today Rabbit and Lamb Chop, and the elephant wants to come back and play. So I said he could, so he's going to sit there with Rabbit and Lamb Chop and he's going to listen to the story. Got my nice hat on again because it's sunny outside. And there we go. So today I'm going to read another Naughty Little Sister story because I like those and they're quite good to read. And I've got a little surprise in it halfway through. So one of my favourite Naughty Little Sister stories is My Naughty Little Sister at the Fair. So, are you sitting comfortably? Are you being good? Are you behaving yourself? Are you paying attention? Are you sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin. Here is another story about my naughty little sister. When I was a little girl, my little sister used to eat up all her breakfast and all her dinner and all her tea and all her supper, every bit. But one day, my naughty little sister wouldn't eat her breakfast. She had cornflakes and an egg and a piece of bread and butter and an apple and a big cup of milk, and she wouldn't eat anything. Wasn't that a big breakfast? But fancy not eating a lovely breakfast like that. She said, "No cornflakes." And my mother said, "Well, eat your egg." And she said, "No egg, nasty egg and nasty apple." And she spilled her milk all over the table. Wasn't that awful? And there is her lovely breakfast. My mother said, "You won't go to the fair this afternoon if you don't eat it all up." So then my naughty little sister began to eat up her breakfast very quickly. She ate the cornflakes and the egg, but she really couldn't manage the apple. And my mother said, "Well, you ate most of your breakfast, so I think we shall let you go to the fair." Now, I know that you would have eaten the apple because I know that all you children love fruit very much, don't you? And we do like apples. And you know what? Grandpa grows apples in our garden. So when you come later on in the summer, you can have some apples from the tree. If not, then you can get them from the fruit shop, which is just, round the corner for most of you, isn't it? Anyway. "Well, you ate most of your breakfast," her mum said, "so I think we shall let you go to the fair. Shall I tell you why my naughty little sister hadn't wanted to eat her breakfast? She was too excited. And when my naughty little sister was excited, she was very cross and disobedient. Disobedient means she didn't do as she was told, which I hope you're doing as you're told. Hope you're keeping your bedroom tidy. Jim Kane and Ellie El-Harari and Anna Berry and who else? Leon. He always keeps his bedroom tidy, I know he does. But Sophia, I hope you've got yours tidy. And then of course there's Yonna and Sylvie. Now, I saw Sylvie the other day and her bedroom looked a little bit messy, so perhaps it's time to put those books away now. So who haven't I said? Florence El-Harari. Is your bedroom tidy? Have you put away all those nice things? Have you put your music box away? I hope you have. So, and of course Miles, put your dinosaurs back in the bucket. Right, I think that's all of you. If I've missed anybody, you can tell me, can't you? So many of you. Right, so, because she was too excited. When the fair time came, my big cousin Jane came to fetch us. Then my naughty little sister got so excited that she was crosser than ever. My mother dressed her up in her new best blue dress and her new best blue knickers and her white socks and blue shoes. No, white shoes and blue socks. That would have been funny, wouldn't it? But my naughty little sister wouldn't help a bit. And you know what that means? She went all stiff and stubborn, and she wouldn't put her arms in the armholes for herself, and she wouldn't lift her feet up for her shoes, and my mother said, "Very well, they shall go without you." Then my naughty little sister lifted up her feet very quickly. Wasn't that awful? And you know, I know that you can all put your shoes on yourself, so you wouldn't have done that, would you? We went on a bus to the fair, and when we got there it was very nice. We saw cows and horses and pigs and sheep and chickens. It must have been a country fair because you don't normally get those at the fair. And lots of people, which you do get. And there were big swings that went swingy swing, swingy swing, swingy swing, and roundabouts that went round and round and round. Then my naughty little sister said, "I want to swing, I want to swing." But my big cousin Jane said, "No, you are too little for those big swings, but you shall go on the little roundabout." And we know the kind that she means. The little roundabout had wooden horses with real reins and things to put your feet in. They were called stirrups, of course. And there were little cars on the roundabout and a little red fire engine and a little train. First we watched the roundabout going round and round. And when it went round, all the cars and horses went up and down and up and down. And the fire engine and the train went up and down too. The roundabout played music as it went round. And it went like that. There we are. Can you see it? Very nice. There's a big roundabout like that in Cardiff Bay. I've never been on it. Then, when it stopped, my big cousin said, "Get on, both of you." There were lots of other children there, and some of them were afraid to go on the roundabout, but my little sister wasn't afraid. She was the first to go on, and she got on all by herself without anyone lifting her at all. She must have been quite little. And do you know what she did? She got into the seat of the red fire engine and rang the bell, and it went glonkle, glonkle, glonkle. And my little sister laughed and laughed, and when the roundabout went round, it played nice music, and my naughty little sister said, "Hooray! I'm going to put the fire out." My little sister had 4 rides on the roundabout. That was a lot, wasn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4 rides. And then my big cousin Jane said, "We have spent all our money because it costs a lot of money to go to the fair. We will go and look at the people buying horses." Yes, it was a country show because there was horses there. But my little sister got thoroughly nasty again, and she said, "No horse, nasty horses, want roundabout." There, wasn't that awful? I'm glad you're not like that. You're not, are you? You wouldn't do a thing like that, would you? You're such lovely children, sitting there, good as gold, listening, being good. Oh, wonderful. But my cousin said, "Come along at once," and my naughty little sister had to come. But do you know what she did while we were looking at the horses? She ran away. I said she was a naughty child, you know. Now, one day, Uncle Richard ran away. Well, he didn't really run away, but we all went to the park. There was me and Richard's daddy and Victoria and Richard and a friend of ours and his wife and their 2 little children. We all went together to a big park. And they said, "Oh, we'll give your children a lift on the way back." So Richard was going to go in their car, and we had their children in our car because they thought it would be fun. So off we went in the cars, and as we were driving along, I looked into their car, which was in front of us, and I thought, "I can't see Richard. Where is he?" And I thought, "Oh no, perhaps we've left him at the park." Anyway, we waved them down, said, "Stop, stop, beep, beep, stop, stop." And they stopped, and we said, "Is Richard in your car?" And they said, "No, we thought he was in yours." Oh my goodness, no. Right, turn around, rum, rum, back to the park we went, all the way back, all the way back. We went to the park. And when we got back to the park, I ran into the park. "Richard, Richard, where are you?" And there he was, sat underneath a tree, happy as Larry, just sitting there, waiting. And I said to him, "Why didn't you come with us? Why did you do this?" And he said, "I wanted a policeman to come and find me because I like policemen." And he must have heard a story like this about kind policemen. So, and you know who's a kind policeman, or who used to be a kind policeman and now he's a kind grandpa? is your grandpa, isn't he? Yes. So, anyway, Richard was safe and sound, and so will the naughty little sister be. You'll see. Yes, she ran away, and we couldn't find her anywhere. We looked and looked. We went to the roundabouts, and she wasn't there. We went to the swings, and she wasn't there. She wasn't at the pig place, or the cow place, or the chicken place, or any of the other places. So then my big cousin Jane said, we must ask a policeman, because policemen are good to lost children. We asked a lady if she could tell us where a policeman was, and the lady said, go over there to the police station. So my cousin took me over the road to the police station, and we went into a big door and through another door, and we saw a policeman sitting there without his hat on. But today he's going to have his hat on, because I've pinched Grandpa's old police helmet to do this bit for you. Isn't that good? And the policeman said, how do you do, children? Can I help you? Wasn't that nice of him? Then my big cousin Jane said, we have lost a naughty little girl. And she told the nice policeman all about my bad little sister, all about what her name was and where we had lost her, and what she looked like, and the nice policeman wrote it all down in a big book. Then the kind policeman said, no, we haven't a little girl here, but if we find her, we will send her home to you in a big car, because he was a Welsh policeman. There. Put my own hat back on now, because my hair's a bit messy, isn't it? That's better. Right, so then my cousin Jane and I went home, and it was a long walk because we had spent all our pennies on the roundabout. When we got home, what do you think? There was my naughty little sister sitting at the table eating her tea. She had got home before us after all, and do you know why that was? It was because a kind policeman had found her and taken her home in his big car. Now, if you get lost now, don't expect a big policeman to do that, because they've got a lot of things to do, haven't they? They don't want to be running after you. So don't do what Richard did. Don't you run off and hope a policeman will come and find you, because they might not. He was very lucky. Right. And do you know, my naughty little sister said she'd never run off like that again, because it wasn't at all nice being lost. She said it made her cry. But my naughty little sister said if she did get lost again, she would find another nice policeman to take her home, because policemen are so kind to lost children. Isn't that nice? There we go. So, that was a lovely story, wasn't it? Right. I've still not had any requests from you, so I'm just going through the library that we have here. Anyway, let's say goodbye, elephant. Goodbye, elephant. Goodbye, lovely lamb chop. Bye-bye. Goodbye, rabbit. Bye. Goodbye, children.